All right, welcome to IB Math Analysis SL1. It's enough adjectives in there to keep you busy. It is pre-calculus, and I'm sorry about the screen thing here. I'm just kind of floating over here on the side of the ocean, but that's just kind of the way it is for now. We're going to go through this slideshow. This is for the remote students, so welcome to class. Missed you seeing you in person, but this is basically what I went over in person with kids. So a little bit about me. Before I became a teacher, I worked in the insurance industry for, 13 years, maybe 10 years. I don't remember. It was too long. And then I went in and got a teaching certificate, a master's in teaching. I've been teaching for 21 years, and this is my 4th year at BHS. This is my travel history. I was born in Michigan, grew up in Alaska through high school, went to college and young adulthood in Oregon, and I came out to New Hampshire, became a parent and a middle-aged human being. I am married with 1 child. I have 1 dog. I like to run. I like to read. I like music. All right, so math. That's what this course is. I need you to know and fully understand and appreciate that mistakes are okay, and they're really good. I'm going to use your mistakes, and we're going to learn from them. That's how we learn math. I need you to ask a lot of questions. Every and any question you have at any point about a procedure, a process, the background of a topic, anything, ask. I may not be able to answer them all, but I will be able to get the answers to all of them at some point, I hope. So please ask, whether you ask by email, in the Google Stream, or just saying it out loud. It doesn't matter, just say it. Math is not a race. We are not trying to beat each other in a speed competition, so please do not feel like you have to be the first done at any point in time. Math takes time. I want you to concentrate and do a good job, not think it's fast. Struggle and confusion in general are part of learning, and they're definitely part of math, so please accept them as we work. I will get you through the confusion part, and you will maybe struggle from time to time on a concept. That's okay. It's part of what it is. Don't give up. Don't quit. Knowing and understanding the growth mindset of you can do this, you really truly can. And if you believe that, and you can believe that you can learn from your mistakes, and that mistakes are okay, it'll all come together. And I hope to work together and best that we can in our current situation. And I need you to talk to each other about your math approaches, because you're not all going to take the same approach, and I need you to share them. IB is a 2-year course. There's an exam at the end of the second year. 2 parts to that exam, calculator and no calculator and calculator. You'll learn more about that in year 2. There is an IA during year 2, which is a written paper on a math topic. You do need a graphing calculator. If you do not have one, please let me know. I can tell you what kind you may want to get so that I can help you with it. And there are some TI's graphing calculators in the library to check out. So if you don't have one and you do not want to buy one, you should check one at the library as soon as possible. You will do a lot of IB problems and questions that are either from past IB exams or similar to IB exam problems, and they will have a mark scheme, which is what IB calls the guide to correct answering. And we will look at that mark scheme and see how IB wants to grade you, so you understand what you need to put in there. There's a formula sheet you're going to get, and you're going to be able to use it anytime you take an assessment with me, because you get to use it on the IB exam. So there's a lot of formulas you will not need to memorize. There are some you will need to memorize, but you won't need to memorize them all. And there is some strange terminology and mathematical notation with IB that we will get into as we work through the year. If you are in my Red 1 class, please, at this point in time, join Google Classroom if you have not already. I think most of you that are remote, I already gave you this code. And if you did join my Google Classroom before I actually had Red 1 class, then you will be synced automatically into my Khan Academy account, and you will not have to worry about that. Otherwise, there's a teeny little code down here, and you can join that. But if you've already joined Google Classroom, you don't need to worry about that. And if you didn't, I will let you know soon enough. If you're in my Silver IB Math Analysis 1 class. This is your Google Classroom code. So notice red is different than silver, so you need to make sure you're joining the right one. This is if you're in my red 1 class. This is silver 1. Pause the video, type it in. You should have already joined because I sent you that link or that earlier. The same with the Google Classroom. If you've already joined Google Classroom, then I will have already synced you in Khan Academy. Otherwise, we'll use this code down here, but I'm assuming you already joined Google Classroom and you're in Khan Academy. You may not have done this yet, so you're going to want to go to www.deltamath.com, sign in using your school email always, and then my teacher code is 420189, and then you will be able to enroll in my courses. Please pick the correct class block. So if you are a red 1, choose red 1, and if you are silver 1, choose silver 1. Otherwise, you will be in the wrong class, so your assignments will be the same, but they will have different due dates, etc., depending on when we meet. So pick the right class block to enroll because you will get some Delta Math assignments. All right, this is strictly for our current hybrid model, which is whatever it is, it is. Hey, look at this. I moved that a little bit. All right, so every day in the stream in Google Classroom, I will post a synopsis of what we're doing or did, as well as any documents or links that you need that were discussed or gone over or assigned in Classroom. Email. Wait a minute. Email. This is how you can communicate with me because I only see you in person. Actually, you guys are fully remote, so I don't get to see you in person at all. I see you on Google Meets. Otherwise, please send me any correspondence or questions through my email. There it is. I will respond very quickly. Trust me. We are going to, in the in-person ones, you won't be there. We are going to spend those classes working on math. So you're going to miss that, but you only miss it in terms of doing it around other people. You're going to work on the same math at home. And if I do small assessments on those days, I got to figure out how I'm going to get you those small assessments or how I'm going to assess you the same way I'll assess the classmates that are in person. You're still going to be expected to be working on math. And then if you encounter questions, as always, email me. I will help you. The remotes are going to be via live Google Meets. Again, I will be doing either group or individual work. I may break you guys up into like little subgroups to do your own little Google Meets that I'll bounce in and out of. I do expect you to ask questions. I may provide you with small exit tickets or Google form quizzes. Maybe, possibly, we'll see. And you need to be able to take a clear photo of your work to submit that to me sometime. So be sure that you understand that when I ask you to submit a photo of your work, it has to be, you need to look at it before you submit it. And you can actually see it. It's not blurry and all smudgy. Your homework typically in this class is actually going to be to watch some videos that are made by me or some of the other IB teachers, IBSL1 teachers, and take notes on them. There may be some problems that ask you to try them, but mostly it's just taking video notes, and then we'll work together either for, in particular, these remote times. Every single red or silver day we'll meet. Those will be times we'll go over the problems, and you'll have a chance to work on them and ask questions and bridge the gaps between what you saw in the video notes and what you're actually doing. So it's like flipped learning. All right, so for us, we're R1 or S1. Those are my two classes. So this is going to be how it works. After this carries all the way, we have these two are holidays. This is the freshman's second day of their freshman only day. And then we start our cycle. So we'll meet Thursday if you're red, Friday if you're silver, and then notice that that cycle doesn't start again for 2 weeks. So this is going to be sort of a challenge for all of us to get used to in terms of how this is going to actually roll. But that's what I got for you. So if you're red class, I'll see you here and remotely, and silver, I'll see you and remotely. All right. So there is a Desmos activity that I've already got set up. So if you're in my red class, I want you to do this, and you can do it during the red class if you want. You don't have to do it right now. It's just kind of get to know Desmos activity, me to get to know you a little bit. It's no mathy thing at all, so it's no stress at all. If If you're red, do this. If you're silver, use this code. You go to www.student.desmos.com, type in that code if you're in my red class, type that code if you're in my silver class. This we're going to do during class, so I'm not going to look at this activity until I'm in actual in-person, that first 8 days. So the red one will be happening twice, maybe 3 times, depending if you're a junior, a senior, a sophomore. But so do it whenever, and I'll look at it. But it's really just to get to know Desmos. And I can also check on your responses and see what they were. Equatio, if you don't have it, it's not bad to have, especially thinking about the IA. So I would recommend like pausing on the screen maybe and doing what this says. I think most of your Chromebooks maybe have it. In particular, if you're a junior or senior, probably you've encountered it. But again, search for Equatio, add it, and it will then be available. And so then you can use it, and we'll be using it as from time to time anyway in class. It is basically a really nice math type. You can type in all sorts of math equations and formulas without it looking wonky. All right, so your homework being assigned this first day, which is the whatever class you are, it's the first day that you are in school, and it would have been the seniors. The red one would have been that Thursday. Silver one would have been Friday. Juniors would have been Monday, Tuesday, etc. So you should have an algebra review. This is like a bunch of algebra topics from Algebra 2 that you probably saw at some point over the course of the year, maybe back in Algebra 1. This is an asterisk because depending on how much time I actually have in class will dictate whether this is, I'm expecting you to finish it or not. So basically this is like an extended assignment. We're going to work on this over the next few classes. So don't feel like you have to trudge through all 30 problems or whatever they are, but I do want you to get a start on it. It's very important that these skills you either understand or come to me with questions so I can help you. But keep that in mind. That's not due the next class unless this thing goes super fast in person and there's a lot of time in class to work on it. Then I'll point something in Google Classroom. Your actual real homework I really need you to do. There are 3 videos linked in Google Classroom in there. That means there's probably a bit of time in them, but it's an intro to our first topic, which is arithmetic sequences, and there are a note sheet to go along that corresponds to those videos. Please watch those videos, take notes. If you have questions, don't worry about it. Write them down, jot them on the side, because the next time we are together, we are going to go over problems and practice arithmetic sequences. I don't expect you to be a proficient at it yet, but I am going to want you to be able to practice them, and then if it's a remote class time, we will go over, you'll be able to ask questions, all of you, to me. And if it's the in-person, then if you're home or remote and not in school, you can email me questions, and this will be something we continue to encounter. So there you go. That's it. Very nice to meet you. I wish I really could have met you, but we will get to know each other very well. Please know I'm available to help you anytime you have questions in math. Please let me know, and I will get back to you. So that's it. I'm shutting her down. See you around.